Welcome to this guided meditation that is part of the Witches Meditation Studio series. I welcome you from my heart as you join me today. First, find a quiet place where you can sit peacefully for the length of this meditation. You may sit comfortably or lay down if you prefer. You can close your eyes if you wish, or simply listen. You may prefer to meditate on the self-love altar that I've created for you on Beltane. The choice is always yours. I've created this altar space for you with elements of self-love and elements that relate to the meditation that we will be going on in just a moment. Make yourself comfortable in whatever way works best for you, and relax into your chosen pose. This time is just for you. It's a gift you're giving yourself. Feel the rest of the world gently fade away as you focus on your breath. There is no task awaiting you. Everything beyond this moment simply fades away. All that matters right now is you and your sacred breath. Draw in a deep breath. Breathe full of life force energy. Hold it for a moment and allow that energy filling your lungs to circulate throughout your body. Now, as you breathe out, release any worries you may have been holding within you. Just breathe them out. Now breathe in again, drawing that living energy in with your breath. Embrace that breath within you for a moment. Now breathe out without any remaining distractions from the rest of the world. Release them into the universe to be cleansed. One final deep breath as you draw in the abundant life force energy and let it fill your lungs, your body, your aura. Now release the breath, and as you do, imagine that you are breathing loving kindness into all that you want in your world. Now be at peace, at one with yourself. You may fall into your normal breath as you find the serenity of taking this time to replenish your energy. You're at one with yourself and all of your surroundings. The first thing you notice is that you're surrounded by green. Nature is renewed. Leaves rustle gently overhead. Do you smell some kind of flower on the breeze? The air is fresh and full of life and promise. You look around and you notice that while some trees have fresh green leaves, some are decorated with blossoms of white, yellow, and various shades of pinks and purples. Birds dart in and out of the branches, and their chirps and warbles make your heart feel light. This is an enchanted forest. On a mystical day, the festival of Beltane, May Day, a time of greening, and Walpurgis night is nigh, as the year turns on its hinge, welcoming the earth in full flower. The sky has darkened a bit and turned a beautiful shade of cobalt. Wisps of light coming through the trees are shades of purple in the warm evening air. You feel safe, completely at ease in the forest. It feels like the forest knows you, understands you, and loves you for who you are inside. In the slowly darkening woods, you see ahead of you 5 tiny lights in the distance. They blink on and off and seem to be bioluminescent. Are they fireflies? Maybe not. Will-o'-the-wisps? If not that, then what? They're moving through the forest away from you, so you follow them as you weave in and out of the trees. You reach a clearing where you see a beautiful pond surrounded by all kinds of plant life. Flat stones and tufts of soft green moss pave the path leading to the water's edge. You follow the lights to the edge of the pond, and the small twinkling lights appear to be doubled as they reflect upon the still water of the pond. As you gaze at their reflections in the surface, it looks like a mirror. The lights move down and settle upon the water. Each pair of lights from the air and the reflection merge into one. Now each of the 5 lights starts to spread onto the water's surface, and they magically form 5 white flowers. The flowers float on the surface of the water. They glimmer and glow in the evening with a white iridescence, otherworldly and strangely beautiful. You sit down next to the pond, and as you do, one of the flowers floats toward you and settles in the water before you. You hear an ethereal voice as the flower pulses with light, and the voice tells you what attribute the flower holds. I am your mindfulness. I remind you to connect with what you feel. I am here to remind you to listen to how you talk to yourself. Make sure the voice inside that you are listening to is your own true spirit. Look to yourself, for you have an inner knowing of what helps you thrive and what holds you back. Heed the inner words that feed your soul and act in accordance with your own inner wisdom. Recognize the inner words put there by others and put them in their proper place. You are wise, You are wonderful, just as you are. The flower returns to a soft glow. You feel the urge to pick the flower up out of the water in both hands. When you do, a green light appears to glow from your heart as the flower glows white in your hands. You press the flower of mindfulness to your heart, and it is absorbed into you. Another flower floats forward, glowing and pulsing like the first. Another voice is heard and tells you the purpose of that flower. I am your self-care. I remind you to nourish yourself. The love that you give to others must come from somewhere, so you must care for yourself too, because you are a treasure. Caring for your body by giving it nourishing foods, moving your body with joy, replenishing it with rest, is not only what you need, but what the world needs you to do as well. Your authentic self is needed. So care for you, the child inside of you, and the sage you shall become. You are loved. You are blessed, just as you are. The flower settles into its steady glow, and you lift it up out of the water and press it to the soft green light glowing at your heart as that flower of self-care is absorbed into you. The third flower gently moves forward and presents itself to you. Glowing white in the water, the blossom vibrates as a voice resonates through, gentle and caring. I am your self-compassion. Taking responsibility is always wise, but you must also remember that no one is perfect, and no one expects you to be. Mistakes are part of life, and you, just like everyone else, is allowed to make them. It's just how people learn. Your self-compassion is here to remind you to forgive yourself instead of punishing yourself. Treat yourself with at least as much compassion as you would treat someone you love when they make an error. Learn and embrace the things that aren't perfect in your life as an opportunity to grow. You are forgiven and forgive. You are doing good just as you are. The glow slowly fades as the voice grows quiet. You reach into the water with both hands and cup the flower of forgiveness, lifting it to your willing heart as it glows with a green light and absorbs self-compassion. A fourth flower floats over and stops still as can be right before you. The light grows brighter quickly, then settles into the familiar pulse as a voice begins to speak. I am your boundaries. You are a kind soul. and love to give to others, but you also need to evaluate the requests of others and be honest with yourself about how much you can give without depleting yourself. You are powerful and strong, but what you offer the world is a precious gift. You must not allow that gift to be taken by force, but given willingly, while saving enough for yourself to continue to light the world. Stand in your power when you need to take a break. You are so good at saying yes, but saying no can be a caring word too. When you say no, you are saving your energy so that you can continue to do your good work. With your boundaries in place, you are protected just as you are. The flower glows again with great brilliance. Then the light softens. The voice is gone, but you remember its lesson as you scoop up the glowing blossom. Your heart glows with its green light, ready to accept the flower of boundaries. It is absorbed and becomes part of you. The fifth and final flower dances across the pond toward you and settles before you, twinkling and glowing. It seems to beam with joy as a voice comes to life in the evening air. I am your purpose and meaning. I remind you to live your life intentionally. You can float like a feather on the wind. Many people do. But you will steer your life instead. You can make decisions for yourself that support your goals and intentions in life, and forge the life you want for yourself. And that is much more fun. You are a creative soul with the ability to make choices, decide for yourself, set your intention, and manifest your future. Being proactive feels great, so trust yourself, because I am always with you. I will whisper to you, gently guide you, and if you follow, fulfillment will be your reward. You have a purpose. You are intentionally just as you were meant to be. You reach for the flower, and it gracefully lifts itself up out of the water and settles into your cupped palms. You can't help but smile as you bring the blossom of your intention and purpose home to your heart, and it's absorbed into the glowing green light at the center of your chest. Now, the pond begins to shimmer as if it has a life of its own. A wise voice rises from the water. Gaze at your true reflection, dear seeker of self-love. You look into the water and see your reflection glowing and beautiful. Your spirit is full. The voice speaks again. The water that you behold is all the love you have added to the world. It is vast and deep, beautiful and powerful. Now you have absorbed mindfulness, self-care, forgiveness for yourself, healthy boundaries, and intentional living. All aspects of self-love. As you continue on your life's journey, allow the blossoms you have absorbed to grow within you in the best possible ways, and to enhance your life with love for yourself. Remember, no one can drink from an empty vessel, so you must take time to fill yourself with love in order to properly pour love into those around you. Drink of your love. Let it nourish your life. You are worthy. Never forget to accept your own love. You are a light in the world. The voice fades, and you gaze at the water. It's your own love that you've put into the world. The water sparkles back at you. You lower your hands into the pool and feel the water, and your hands glow within the water. It feels like the purest love, and you can't believe that water is there because of your heart, because of the love you put into the world. You remember what the voice said about filling yourself. You cup your hands in the water and lift a sipful of the glowing water to your lips, drinking it in. The water fills you with light, and you feel it become part of you, expanding into your arms and legs, all the way up, and fills to your head and down to your toes and fingertips, expanding out. Your whole body is filled with the glowing water of love. Then you look up at the pond and you see it expand a bit further into the distance. The pond is now larger than it was before. The voice speaks again. Now you understand. The more love you give yourself, the more your love will expand into the world. Take this lesson and let it guide you well. Now it's time for you to find your way back through the woods. Your heart is light, and you find your way easily through the trees, weaving back through. The air is still fresh and beautiful. The birds are still singing in the trees, and you find your way back to where you began your magical journey. Now it is time to slowly return to your body. You may begin by wiggling your toes and fingers a bit, and give yourself some time to settle back into yourself. Stretch a bit. Smile. And take the elements of self-love with you as you wake. They will remain part of you and continue to bless your path. I thank you for joining me here on this journey to self-love. Remember, as always, to be your magic. Blessed be.